But first, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has found himself at the center of a growing storm after a social media post from his office marked World Hijab Day with a celebratory message. What was intended as a tribute to faith and identity quickly turned into a heated debate, drawing strong reactions. On February the 1st, the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs shared a message praising the hijab as a symbol of devotion, pride and heritage for Muslim women and girls who choose to wear it. The post highlighted the significance of the headscarf in expressing faith and identity. But the timing and tone sparked criticism, especially as women in Iran continue to protest against compulsory hijab laws. Several voices argued that celebrating the hijab without acknowledging the struggles of women forced to wear it felt insensitive. In Iran, refusing to wear a hijab can lead to arrests, violence and even death. Critics said the message overlooked that harsh reality. Much of the backlash invokes the memory of Mahsa Amini, the 22-year-old Iranian woman whose death in 2022 after an encounter with morality police triggered nationwide protests. Her death led to months of demonstrations under the slogan "Woman, Life, Freedom." Women burned headscarves in public and cut their hair in protest. Hundreds even lost their lives during the unrest. In fact, over a year after Amini's death, Iranian authorities installed cameras in public places to identify and penalize unveiled women in an attempt to rein in increasing numbers of women defying the compulsory dress code.
Well, it's a truth that you need to abide by, the hijab laws, in order to avoid being troubled and having issues caused. But something that is forced is never pleasant.
Well, Mamdani has also spoken openly in the past about the prejudice faced by Muslims in New York. He once shared how his aunt stopped using the subway after the 9/11 attacks because she felt unsafe wearing a hijab. He also recalled being advised to keep his faith private when he entered politics. Those experiences, he said, reflected the daily struggles faced by many Muslims in New York.
It is whether we are willing to say goodbye to anti-Muslim sentiment that has grown so endemic in our city that when we hear it, we know not whether the words were spoken by a Republican or a Democrat. We know only that it was spoken in the language of politics of this city. In an era of ever-diminishing bipartisanship, it seems that Islamophobia has emerged as one of the few areas of agreement.
Well, that history makes the backlash even more complex. For some, the post was about celebrating freedom of choice. For others, it ignored the reality that in some parts of the world, there's no choice at all. What was meant to be a simple message of inclusion has now turned into a wider conversation about faith, freedom and women's rights. And as voices grow louder on both sides, one question hangs in the air. Where does celebration end? And where does silence begin?
Power doesn't end quietly. Some deaths are not accidents. They are messages. A gunshot. A crowd. A country frozen. The killer disappears. The questions don't. This is not just about who died. It's about what followed. Governments fell. Armies moved. History rewrote itself. 5 leaders. 5 moments. One pattern. The assassination.